Muscle versus fat. Let's talk about it. Now, you've all heard the term muscle weighs more than fat. That's not quite true. What they're really saying is if you took a golf ball size of fat and a golf ball size of muscle, the muscle would weigh more. That's because of the proportions. Now, if you took 1 pound of muscle and 1 pound of fat, proportionally, they're going to be very different. So for my awesome drawing here, we'll say 1 pound of muscle is about the size of a golf ball. Now, if you take that same 1 pound of fat, it'd be closer to 3 deck of cards. So that's more of the saying muscle weighs more than fat. That's because they're talking about if you take the same size muscle and compare it to the same size of fat, that muscle's going to weigh more. Basically, all that means is muscle is more dense. So when you see somebody who is somewhat on the leaner side, but they still weigh 200 pounds, versus somebody who weighs 200 pounds, but they're not very lean, the person who is 200 pounds, not very lean, is going to look like they weigh more than the person who is 200 pounds and leaner. That's because muscle mass is more dense, fat mass is more spread out. When you're working out, you're eating right, you're losing weight, you keep losing weight, and all of a sudden, you're not losing weight anymore. Well, the reason why that could be is because you're actually losing fat, but you're gaining muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So once again, that scale is going to say 200 pounds, but what you really need to be looking at is that body fat percentage. As long as that body fat percentage is going down, if muscle mass is going up, great. Who doesn't want more muscle? Now, women, I don't want to get big. Listen, you're going to have to eat a crap ton of food and lift really, really heavy weights in order to get big. What you're doing is you're getting toned for the first time. It's completely different from getting jacked. You're not going to get jacked. There are plenty of women out there who lift weights and who are not jacked. So chill out. Come at me if you need to, but chill out. Now, we all hold fat in different places, but the two major ones is men are apple-shaped and women are pear-shaped. Basically what that means is men tend to hold weight above the waist and women tend to hold weight below the waist. So if you've ever seen those 60-something-year-old grandpas with the gigantic bellies, like we're all probably going to have one of these days, let's just face it, that's why. Because men are going to hold all their weight up top above the waist. Now, you've also seen those grandmas with all kinds of junk in the trunk that probably have knocked over many small children in the waist. You've seen it. We've all seen it. We've all been attacked by it before on accident. That's why. Now you know what I'm talking about. So proportionally, you could weigh the same as somebody else. You could even be the same height as somebody else. But it all depends on your muscle and fat ratio. The lower the fat percentage, the body fat percentage, and the higher muscle mass you have, the leaner you're going to look. The more body fat you have, the less lean you're going to look, even though you might weigh the exact same. So it's not about what's on the scale, it's about that body fat percentage. So don't think you're losing progress or you're gaining weight. Check your body fat percentage. That's what it all comes down to. Well, I'd like a champ.